Alright guys, I'd already made this video once. I don't know what happened, I lost it. My camera did something funny and I don't know where the video went. I'm not sure, I have to check on it. And I do all my videos from my phone, so it could be just stashed away inside my phone somewhere, I don't know, but I can't find it. You can see I've already cut the other inner fender well out. That was the last video. And I don't know what had happened to it. So basically, I'm going to redo it on this side over here. But all I did was just chop it out best way I could. I've cut it loose here. The battery went there, which is laying in a pile of scraps or somewhere right here. So yeah, but basically what I've done is I just had everything mocked up and I just looked at it and made sure I wanted everything just to line up. And what it looks like is this lines up with the fender well, which if you've built model kits before, you know that'll line up with the chassis. So that's where I want my fender wells to come to when I put them back in. I am putting them in aluminum. I'm going to try it. Never tried it. So yeah, we're going to give it a shot. But anyway, now I've put marks up here because the material right here is pretty thin, and I think that radiator support's going to break out once I get this side cut, which is not terribly a bad thing because I need to make me something to cover up a big hole that's going to be here and probably be one here too. And I need to cover those up, so it wouldn't be a big deal if it does break out. And I just put the marks on so I know exactly where it goes, so there's no guessing involved, basically. But yeah, how I cut the other side out was I just took my sawzall, or my razor saw here, and I just stick it in there and I hold it flush up against the firewall. Now the firewall is curved a little bit, as you can see on this side, so I'm going to have to make some smooth that up before I can put my aluminum in. I got to smooth this up too. I want to sand it, keep it down there to where I can still keep that lip, but keep it as thin as possible. So I got something for my aluminum to glue to. And probably what I'm going to do is have it run inside of here, and then I'll just take a piece of styrene and stick in there and glue it in, so that way I can sandwich it between the two. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm not sure what the proper way is, but that's the way I'm going to do it. But yeah, so anyway, the other side, I just put my razor saw in there, flat up against the firewall, and cut it at an angle, but not such an angle that I'm cutting into the body on the other side here. But I'm not cutting into the body here, basically. Just whatever you got to do to make sure you get it cut. And you don't want to cut too deep this way and cut into the fender and stuff, because that would be bad too. Then you got more body work to do. I think that's got that side cut. Now, to cut the other side, what I'll do is I'll just stick it right up against the radiator support and do the same thing, but you're going to have to find a better way to support it here. Just go right up against the radiator support. Hopefully, maybe I'll have a better chance at this coming from this side. So check every once in a while, make sure you're not getting into anything you shouldn't be. Just take your time with it. There's no need to be in no hurry. You know, make sure you're not getting into anything you're not supposed to be getting into. You can pull that fender down out of the way right there. Now, see there? My radiator support just broke. But that's okay, because like I say, it's not a big deal. I've got it marked off to where it goes. and I'll be able to stick it back in there pretty easily, which is actually a good thing that it broke. The other side, however, has not broken off yet, so I'll just go ahead and break it off. Now that piece we got to save, and that's going to make it easier for me too, because I got some stuff to do in here. So it's okay, it's not a big deal. Now that all that's cut, I'll just take my handy dandy snippers here, and I'll just try to, however you can to get it out. If you want to use a Dremel, you can, that's fine. It's probably the quickest way. I don't like using a Dremel on plastic because it seems like I cut too much away. So that's why I don't use a Dremel for anything. I just rather do it all by hand. I ain't got to worry about nothing getting melted or taking too much off or whatever. I know it's kind of harder that way, and you got to be patient with it, but that's the way I like to do things. But yeah, I'm just going to keep cutting away at it. You can see it's just slowly, it's a slow process, but it eventually gets the job done. Even though it looks like somebody bit it off with their teeth or something, It's like a pretty crappy job when you're finished, but it doesn't look bad once you get it cleaned up. It looks, if you do it right, which hopefully I will. This could be another installment of Let's Watch Nick screw up this model. Alright. Now what you can do is just run I didn't do it on this side because I couldn't get in there to do it right, because of the radiator support was still in there. But what I could do is just take my clippers and just run it right out that lip, just cutting. Every once in a while when your clippers bottom out, you can come in and just cut it like that, and then come in, because these things have a straight edge, a flat edge on them that it cuts with, and you can cut pretty straight lines with it if you're just patient and take your time with it. And there's very little sanding at all involved when you're to clean it up. There you go. Alright. It's cut out. It's a good straight line. Oh, I really need to do something about the focus on this thing. Now, I can just come in and sand all that down and clean it right up, and it won't be that big of a deal. Just take my sanding stick. There you go. Cleaned up, ready for aluminum to go in there now. Alright, I'll be back with the next video on actually where I get my aluminum from and cutting it to size and possibly even putting it in. Not real sure yet. I was trying to set my YouTube up so I could do the longer videos, and it tells me I have to verify my account. Well, I try verifying my account, and they tell me my phone number is not valid. Pretty sure I use it every day, so I know it's valid, but I may have to get in contact with them or something and try to figure it out. But I've tried to do it a couple of times, and it keeps telling me my phone number is invalid, so I don't know what the deal is there. I'll have to get in contact with them, try to figure it out. But I'm just going to keep cleaning this up a little bit and clean up the other side. And then I'll be back with where my aluminum comes from and what I'm going to be using, the aluminum I'll be using, and, you know, everything. So yeah, I'll see y'all then.